Good morning and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to our Winterberry project. And you'll see we're in coats and bundled up here. Winter is coming. We're middle of November right now, and we're finally getting our first taste of cold weather. Got a little bit of snow yesterday, but even with that, you'll see we've made some good progress in the house since your guys' last two are out. Last time you were here, the front of the house wasn't finished being framed out. The sheathing on the front of the house wasn't done. There was no windows, and there was no drying on the roof, and that was only a few days ago. So the guys started to set windows yesterday, and we won't set windows until the roof is dried in. We don't want to risk the inside of the windows getting wet because they're wood clad. And so we kind of had a busy job site yesterday. We had the roofers drying in the roof at the same time we were setting the windows. So kind of cutting it down to the wire there because we've got rain coming on Monday. But we'll take a quick walk in and show you what it looks like with the windows. We'll show you what windows we picked out. And we're actually going to leave that small front window that's for the master closet uninstalled for now. And we're going to shoot a how-to video on installing windows using that window. And you'll see that they finished framing the covered porch in front and our entryway going into the house. I was slightly concerned that it was going to feel a little cramped coming in through the entryway based on the drawings, but now that it's framed, it's a lot bigger and a lot more open than I had anticipated. So I think it's going to look really good, especially with the big front door. And this door, our 8-foot mahogany door, was supposed to be in yesterday, but didn't show up. So we're trying to find out why it's not here and when it's going to be here. It's been in stock for about 6 weeks, so it's just a matter of getting it delivered, and we'll figure it out. Not a lot's changed inside the house because, like we've mentioned before, our goal was to get weathered in so we can work on other projects in here on crummy days. But the guys got all the windows set inside of the 2-story great room here. And I mentioned that we didn't want to get our windows wet. And the reason for that is they're an aluminum clad window on the outside of the house. But on the inside of the house, this is all wood. So you don't want this getting wet. It'll buckle, it'll warp, and then you're stuck pulling all your jam extensions out, replacing jam extensions. And you don't want to do that when you've paid to already have them installed. These are all Andersen 400 series windows. Andersen's typically our preferred manufacturer for windows for our spec houses. They deliver when they say they're going to deliver, and we've had no quality issues with them. And when we shoot the video for the how to install, I'll go a little bit more in depth on the construction method of the window itself and why we pick them, along with how to read the energy rating stickers that come with the windows. So on the outside two windows here, they're casements, so they're crank out windows. And in the center, we kept a fixed window. We prefer to use fixed windows where we can and casement windows everywhere else. Casements are the most expensive style window that we use. They're more expensive than a single hung or a double hung, but they seal much better. And we're after as tight of an envelope as we can build. And the majority of air leaks you see in building envelopes come from your windows and doors. So when you're after that tight seal, windows is probably the most important place to make smart decisions for getting a good sealing product. And let's take, I don't know how muddy it's going to be, but I don't know if we want to take the ladder down. Nah, we'll take the walk around. And I know that way will definitely be a mud pit. So our garage doors are in stock. They came in about 2 weeks ago, but we're just waiting for a garage floor, which now we have a garage full of windows and our last little bit of building supplies for the main level. So we can't pour the floor until we get that cleared out. And we've still got a bunch of punch list stuff to do on the outside of the house with buttoning up little pieces of sheathing in the corners that need to be done, We've got a bunch of zip tape that still needs to be put up and rolled. But one thing I will show, and again, we're going to show this on the install video, but you'll see that you've got tape all around the window. You tape the sides first, then you tape over the top. And of course, you got to roll the tape there, but you don't seal the bottom of the window. If you seal the bottom of the window, if any water gets behind the window structure or behind the tape somehow, there's no way for it to escape. Guaranteed rot and mold. So you've got to have a pathway for any water that gets in to come out. So we'll still wrap the sill before the window goes in with a zip stretch tape, but then once you go to install the window, you just leave that bottom open. And the guys started to set up down here to frame the walls, because this is going to be a finished basement. So we had a rain day this week, so most of their projects that are going on right now are outdoor stuff. So since we're kind of out of the weather here, they spent the day down here getting lumber down here, snapping all their chalk lines for the wall layout. They've got all their pressure treated base plates made. And you've got to use pressure treated lumber for your base plate in finished basements because you've got direct contact with concrete. Concrete, no matter what you do, is going to pull some moisture from the ground, even with your vapor barrier in. And if you use standard lumber, you'll end up pulling moisture into it and you'll have rot and mold eventually. So, and actually they've started to frame some of the outer walls. And you'll see once you've got that, once you go from your base plate to the wall, then you're back to just standard 2x4 lumber. And again, the outside of the whole house is framed in 2x6, but for interior walls, we use 2x4s just for cost. There's really no benefit to a 2x6 unless you're trying to get a deeper jamb on your doors. So you want a thicker wall feel. But the other walls we will use 2x6 interior for will be any plumbing walls. Anywhere you have a water drain or water lines, we want a thicker wall for that. Excuse me. So, you know, if we only have one window in down here so far. I had mentioned that we had some rain this week, and I'm sure you guys have noticed as you've taken some tours around this house, both sides of the house are rather steep, and we were both just slipping our way down the hill to get down here as it is. These windows are so big and heavy that they've got to bring them back with a piece of equipment, and right now the equipment can't make it around the house, or else it would kind of just go sliding out into the woods. So we've got to wait for the job site to dry out just a little bit before we can bring the big windows down here and start to set them. So that pretty much sums up where we're at for an update today. Hopefully the next time we get you guys out, we'll have some walls down here, and they started to lay out the staircase, and we're kind of wondering how to finish it. So we've got two options with the lower landing that comes down here. I'm curious what you guys think. Upstairs, that landing stops about 18 inches from the wall. That way we've got this big open field with both windows. Down here in the basement, that landing is set to be the same distance off the wall, so 18 inches. So you'd be all the way up from basement to top of the house. But down here, you're just gonna have a solid finished wall behind it. If we finish that landing out and land it into the wall, we can turn that whole space under the stairs into closed off storage. If you leave that back section open, it wouldn't look good as storage. You wouldn't close it off. It would just kind of be wasted space. So curious what you guys think. Do we close it off, put a door on it, have a bunch of extra storage, or do you leave it framed out 18 inches from the wall so it matches the same landing upstairs? Curious what you guys think. And as always, if you guys are enjoying the series and you're enjoying seeing a house get built from start to finish, smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for us. It means a ton with the way that YouTube's algorithm works. Engagement like that helps our videos get higher in the search bar. If you're looking for construction, or you're looking for how to put a window in, or how to this, as we're starting to make more how-to videos, it would just help us out a bunch. So we appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next episode.